Hey everyone, welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technically disadvantaged. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got some stories for you. Alright. Tonight is actually our almost 400 subscriber special episode. I thought we were going to hit 400 by the time I recorded this. It's almost 8:30 in the evening. Not quite. We're at 398. We had 399, but somebody dropped off. Sorry, guy. But anyway, on to the stories. Does the light even? Notice, I do remote tech support. Someone suggested I start posting my stories here. I tell the Discord server I share with every day. Problem: I am attempting to start the remote desktop with the customer. Customer can't figure out what a web browser is. Action: we're going to use the Windows built-in help page instead of a web browser. A lot of customers find this process easier when they don't know what a web browser is. Result: me. Okay, do you see the Windows key on your keyboard on the lower left with the 4 boxes? Customer: yes. Me. Okay. We're going to press the Windows key, hold it down, then press the R key. Then take our fingers off the keys. Customer: it's too dark in here to see the R key. Should I turn on the light? Conclusion: facepalm. How does anything get done? There's a client that I assist often, an IT system admin, that makes me question how he still has a job. There's too many stories to tell. One time I asked for a screenshot of the error. He takes a picture of his 2 monitors with his phone and emails it to me. I mean, zoomed out. Saw the entire desk in addition to the 2 monitors. Lol. The error was blurry too. Another time I set up one of his users for remote access. He claims I never sent the email. I sent it 3 times. Verified it went to his Exchange server, and sent him the internal ID of the email each time. Today he had me resend an email I sent yesterday, which he acknowledged yesterday, with some user's info because he needed it to reference the user's PIN. I wonder how anything gets done. It sounds like there's some incompetence mixed with a little dash of laziness. I'm not sure what's going on there. When your IT service desk colleagues are summer than the users themselves, I think that's supposed to say dumber. Let's find out. Note: title is to state dumber. Oh my gosh. OP, it's still spelled wrong. D-U-M-M-E-R. But autocorrect changed it to summer. FFS. And Reddit won't let me change the title, so it's too late to modify by the time I realized. Alright, let's roll on. So having been working at Service Desk for 3 months now, my first IT job after finishing high school. We are a contracted external IT team to help lower the load of the small internal IT team. Usually I've been sighing at users, but at the end of the day I empathize, oh god, as they're trained in a completely different field. For example, it's fair enough that a user who specializes in caring for children may not know what a VPN is, and therefore needs advice in logging in, especially when their company hasn't released the documentation for all their staff in terms of how to work from home. However, I do still get annoyed when I ask them, how are you connecting to the internet, via Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable? And their response is, oh, let me connect to the internet and I'll tell you. However, I'm starting to think my IT colleagues, who are trained for this kind of job and have had many more months of experience than me in this, are somehow dumber than the users and don't seem to learn. For example, a user has requested that we change the accessibility times to a certain Wi-Fi domain, so that children can connect only between X and Y. They have provided us the site location, manager approval, the Wi-Fi domain name, and the requested time. Easy enough job, just go to the settings and modify the accessibility restriction. Therefore, this applies to the whole domain, and any device that tries to connect will be unable to during the restricted time. This is a regular type of request, and we even got a KBA for this. Then why is my colleague adamant to keep asking for a list of MAC addresses for all devices located at the site to manually restrict each present device? The user even responds that this isn't in regards to specific devices, but instead for a Wi-Fi domain, and therefore we don't need the MAC addresses. which she is correct about. And what does my other colleague do? Repeat the MAC address request. Another example, a head of finance for that company, the head of the entire department, asks to have 2 users who are below him added to a security group so that they can access certain things. Pretty sure the head, the highest line of authority in that department, who is also the head of all security groups for that department, is high enough to request for 2 users below him to be added to a requested security group. He even specified that these are AD security groups, and provided the security group name. It's literally find the user on AD, security membership tab, add security group, copy and paste, and apply. Done. So what does my colleague respond with? Hey, can you provide us with the shared drive location and manager approval, please? Another example. Users often send their tickets and ticket responses using egress, as that's their go-to encryption method for all emails that they send to anywhere. We had some issues at the start where we weren't able to read their egress encrypted messages, and so had to ask them to resend without egress. Eventually, we resolved the issue and we're now able to log into our account and read all egress encrypted messages. An email was sent out and a few MC Teams messages were sent in our SD group chat. Some colleagues of mine kept asking users to send without egress. Fair enough, they may have missed the updates. I informed them, reposted on the Teams chat. The senior engineer said, I thought I informed everyone a month ago about this. I told him some staff were still asking users to send without egress. After that, most but a select few colleagues started opening the account to read the egress messages. The select few are adamant in asking users to resend without egress, even though they were informed we can read egress messages now numerous times. And on the ticket it was shown that we were able to read the egress messages. User sends a message with egress, I open it and read the message and respond accordingly. They reply back with egress, and one of my colleagues from that select group opens that ticket. What does he do? Hey, can you please resend without egress? Service desk doesn't support egress. Then how did I respond to him previously, knowing what the user said if we don't support egress? Good point. Too long didn't read. Some IT colleagues at Service Desk are dumber / make summer comments than the non-IT literate staff we support. Come on now. Check your spelling, folks. All the red flags in one email. So this happened about 6 months ago, and I've got to say, everyone still gets a laugh for it. The company I work for is MSP, and one of our clients is a big financial institution. BFI for short. It was getting close to the end of the week before a holiday, and I get a ticket in requesting inspection of an email a user received. This is normal, as most of the time, we get a few that are big CEO bob@hotmail.com type phishing emails. This user is kind enough to attach the email as an attachment rather than just forwarding. Keeps everything as is and we don't have to go hunting for headers. I start to inspect the email and it's not looking good. It hits all the signs of a phony email. From a single user to multiple 40 plus explicitly named users in the company. 2. Body of the email reported that this was a surprise for everyone who was able to reply. 3. Email was sent on a Wednesday. Reported you had to reply by Friday to get this surprise. 4. Had an attached document for you to read once you RSVP'd. 5. A line at the end that was badly spaced that said, this is a legit email from department, so it is safe to open the attachment, in highlighted formatting. I start looking this email over and I get worried. BFI has external emails tagged in both the email subject line and appended to the end of the email. No such tag here. I call the user who supposedly sent the email and get her voicemail. She's on vacation until the following Monday. I'm getting worried now as if BFI has an account breach, it's a big effing deal. So I contact one of the admins that work there. Let's call him Moss. As I know Moss's boss, well, that's cute. Cat in a hat. I know Moss's boss sometimes like to do internal testing to keep everyone on their toes and make sure no one slips up. So I call Moss and it goes like this. Hey Moss, got a second? Sure, what's going on? Me. Are you aware of any testing sysadmin is doing? Moss. No, but he doesn't always tell me. Have you tried calling him? Yeah, I got his voicemail. Moss, okay, I'll try a cell. Bad on hold music. Moss, no answer here, what's up? Me, relates the whole thing. Moss, let me see if anyone in department is here and maybe they know. More on hold music. Moss, well, they've gone for the day. Me, okay, I'm going to send you this email. It appears we may have a compromised account. I send the email to Moss. Moss, holy cow, yeah, this is bad. Let us disable her account while we look into this. Moss and I trace over this email and even fire up a VM to look at the attachment, which on first glance just looks like a party for a new location they're opening in a few months. However, since the VM is completely disconnected, I'm unable to view any traffic that might be going. Finally, after getting nowhere for about 20 minutes, Moss exclaims that he has user's cell phone. I get put on hold for a moment and then this happens. Moss, okay user, I'm here with OP. Me, hey user, we're calling because we got this email that looks suspicious that came from your account. User, oh yeah, I did send that. It's for the opening announcement for our new location. I knew people would be suspicious. That's why I said it was a legit email. Moss, me, laughter. Moss, thanks. We're investigating this. Click. We were able to tell the user who sent in the ticket that it was a legit email and safe to open. I sent the email to my team as well as our security team. I even pulled the audio of my call as no one was going to believe it was a legit email based upon the evidence. I still keep that email on my desktop and even send it to some coworkers who fail our internal testing for phishing emails to see if they're able to spot the red flags. Yeah, because telling everybody in really bad format that it's a legit email is a good way to show that it's a legit email. They're not all bad. Hi, long-time lurker, first-time poster here. Let me share with you the wholesome story of the first call I got today. I'll start it off with the confession that I have overslept and started my day a bit later than I was supposed to. At the time of this call, I was sipping my first cup of tea, struggling to keep my eyes open, my hair a bird's nest of chaos. In this story you have me, first-level help desk agent, currently working from home. Definitely not wearing pajamas. TMI. User, one of the regional VPs of the company we support. A VIP customer whose tickets are high priority by default. Here we go. The phone rings. Me, IT service desk, OP speaking, how can I help you? User, good morning OP, this is regional VP. I have a pretty simple issue for you, just to give you your day a good start. At this point I feel slightly nervous because simple issue is usually code for a 3-hour phone call. User, you see I don't know what happened and I'm sure it'll turn out to be something super obvious, but I can't see my folders in Outlook anymore. They have disappeared and I don't know how to make them come back. I'm sure it's a simple setting, but I'm not the best when it comes to tech. Could you take a look at it? Me, of course, let me just connect to your PC. Starting up remote control tool. User, thanks a lot. Here, you see all my folders are gone? Me, okay. I think I know what the problem is. Let me just click this little arrow here. You see, what happened was he somehow clicked the small arrow that completely collapses the folder pane and hides it from the left, where he would normally see all of his Outlook folders. User, oh my god, this was even simpler than I thought. I'm really sorry about that. I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm glad you can't see me because my face is completely red. So sorry to have bothered you with this and thank you so much. Me, laughing politely. No problem at all. This is what I'm here for. Have a nice day ahead. User, you too and thanks again. Now let me tell you, I love calls like this. Not only because it was able to solve very important customer's issue with one click of the mouse, but because he was friendly and polite the whole time. Despite feeling embarrassed that he could not figure out his simple thing by himself, this did not turn into an anger or dismissal. He was able to have a good laugh at the situation and at himself. And he seemed to be genuinely thankful to me for helping him out. I read so many stories here about angry, self-important people mistreating IT staff out of frustration at their own incompetence. It's just very nice to have the opposite happen to you, especially on a day that did not quite have the perfect start. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, it's really cool when you get somebody that's reasonable and level-headed on the phone. There's nothing like getting somebody that's totally irate, makes no sense, they cause their own issues and then expect you to fix them, and yeah, I'm not taking abuse for anybody. Click. Hey, if you made it this far, you are a rock star. Do me a favor, let's take it one step further. Why don't you click one of these videos up above?